I'm sharing so much value in my content and it's not converting to clients. Why? This is such a great question, because you will be so inspired and energized to share a message, right? Because you know that what you do lights up, it serves, it changes lives. You know, because it's changed your life, and also you've seen it change the lives of the people you get to serve. But what you're not clear on yet is how to create that message, that piece of content that demonstrates to the many the value in being able to work with you and gets them to take a motor action, that being that they reach out to you. So what's happening is you get this inspired idea of something that you want to share. And so you race over to your keyboard and you start tapping away, and you're letting it pour out of you. And you put together this piece, and then you're really inspired to share it. And so you put it up on social media and it gets crickets. Or it gets some engagement, but mum's your biggest fan, and it's not converting to clients, or certainly it's not converting consistently. Whatever you're doing, it's not converting consistently. And your content is actually a revenue generating activity when you know how to do it properly. So yes, you want to be able to share from your heart and you want to be able to share these inspired messages, but if it's not converting to clients, then there's something missing here that you don't yet know. And so it's not a revenue generating activity for you, because it should be. And the reason it's not converting is because there's half the equation missing, which is you're bringing you to the page, but you're not bringing them in. And likely this is because of your eye-centric nature. If you're familiar with everything that I share, you'll know what I'm talking about here. You have the best of intentions. You want to share your message. You sit down to write this piece of content or record this video. But what's happening is you're speaking at people and you don't understand how to get them to take the motor action to reach out to you and say, I want to know more about what it is that you can do for me because I'm really resonating with your message. And the longer that you keep just sharing from your heart, the longer you are delaying you being able to serve. And it's depleting your energy. And you start to shy off and not share content at all, because it gets really disheartening when you share stuff and it doesn't convert or get engagement. So then you start to stack up all this shame and guilt and embarrassment, and then it actually dims your light. And the world is waiting for you to shine your light, but you want to do it in a way that it's not burning their eyes. It's like, you know, in the morning when you wake up and if you're like me and you get up in the dark, when you go to turn the light on, you're like, oh, my eyes. That's what's happening in your content. It's like you're getting up in the morning, your potential clients, your target audience, they're getting up in the morning and they want to see what it is that you've got, but you're burning them because of the eye-centricity in the way that you're sharing. And so that actually, again, repels them rather than attracts them. And so you want to make sure that, well, the key thing that I want you to take away from today is this. There is a strategy for how to structure content in a way that brings forward your message and your uniqueness. So you're not just drowning out like another coach in their feed, but in a way that leaves them feeling seen, because your content is not there to coach. Your only job in your content at that entry point is to leave them feeling that you get them. Because if they feel like you gave them the solution, then they don't feel like they need to come and work with you. And you and I both know, no matter how extensive your piece of content is, they are never going to truly get the transformation on their own. Because if they could, they would have it already. They do need you. But my guess is you keep pushing your eye-centricity and you keep giving them the feeling that you've solved the problem for them. So what happens is they get a dopamine hit and they go, oh, awesome. Katrin did such a great job in that content. She really gave me what I needed, and I'll go and execute it. And they don't. Because they also can't. They haven't been able to integrate what you've shared with them. They need that one-on-one with you. It's like, I'll give you an example from our business builder session that was just before this Ask Me Anything class. We've got a new gentleman who's working one-on-one with me. Hello, if you're watching, sir. And he's gone through the first module that is in the program that I teach. And he's like, I actually learned an element of this. I heard something like this on YouTube one day. And he said, and I thought this was ridiculous and I wasn't going to do it. And now I've started working with you and you're with me and you're showing me what to do and I'm finding this fun and I'm doing it. This is the difference between turning up to get some free info that you and your audience, the same thing's happening for your audience. They're getting some free info in their perception. And so they don't actually go and execute it, so they don't get the result. Whereas now, like with this gentleman, he's in the community, he's working one-on-one with me, he's getting what he needs, and he's executing. So your audience, if you're thinking about this from your audience perspective, don't give away the solution. And it's not because you're trying to be mean or just earn $1. You're doing your audience a disservice. They're not going to get the win. They're going to keep suffering. They need you. And I know you're giving because you've got the best of intentions, but you're actually having the opposite effect. So stop giving away the solution or the perception of the solution. Become we-centric and stop giving the solution so they actually come and work with you so they can meaningfully have their problem solved. That is you in service through your content, not telling them what to do. I can't stress this enough. It happens all the time on social media. And it doesn't work. You overwhelm people. Your audience is already overwhelmed. This is why they need help. And then you just give them a whole bunch of stuff and they're either like, oh yeah, I can do that, or holy moly, that looks like a lot of work. I don't want to work with this person. They're like, I don't want to work with her or him. Way too much. So please do you and them a favor. Get out of the I-centricity and stop giving the solution or the perception of the solution so you can actually give the solution and they actually get their problem solved.